Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Boletaria. Well, actually, we're not in Boletaria. We're in the Stonefang tunnel, and you might already be thinking, well, why are you here? Well, that's because, like I said, I think it was last time. No, the time before. Last time. I forgot to visit the blacksmith that is here in Stonefang Tunnel. Well, I didn't reveal it was a blacksmith, but it's pretty obvious there's a blacksmith here. You can hear him clanging away at his thingamadoo-dad. So I want to go visit him because I want to see if I can upgrade some of my equipment. Anyway, what do we got here? Ooh, cleared stone. Yay! Because I think I might have upgraded that compound short bow too much and... Oh, thank goodness I survived! No, I didn't. This elevator is so horrible and inefficient and I hate it! Well, whatever. Whatever. It's not like I had much on me anyway, and since I can alter my world tendency whenever I want, it doesn't really matter. Plus, Stonefang Tunnel, that's one of the ones that you do want to turn pure black eventually. Yeah, I'm not going back for those souls. I think I only had 200. I don't need them. Alright, anyway, just gotta wait for it to go all the way back down. I probably could have survived if I had tried to roll, but I didn't want to. Anyway, here he is.
I haven't seen you around these parts. What does it matter? You need a blacksmith, show me some coin. If not, head straight for the door.
Wait, coin? I thought the currency was, souls. Alright, so yeah, I upgraded my compound short bow too much, so I can't take it down the sticky path like I want.
I'm busy. I'm not here to chit-chat. Forging a weapon strengthens it, it alters its character. Those are transmogrified sprites. Their presence blesses the weapon. There, don't waste my time.
And then, even though all my upgrade materials and such are in the Nexus, I can still access them while talking to Ed here. So Blacksmith Ed and Blacksmith Baldwin, they are semi-related. Actually, I think they're brothers. And Ed, he seems to be getting lizard scalified from being in Stonefang. I think he might be being corrupted from being here too much. But anyway, Ed, he is the blacksmith you will need to visit if you want to get special upgrades for your weapons. So, Baldwin, he can upgrade your weapons down normal paths. So I believe he can do just make the weapon regularly stronger. Or I think he can also do an upgrade path called quality, where it'll scale evenly with strength and dexterity. But if you want to do anything more complicated, Ed's your guy.
I'm sorry. Please leave me alone.
Okay, then. Alright, anyway, now that we've met Blacksmith Ed, it's off to World 3. Tower of Latria. Latria, land of the Queen's Ivory Tower. An old man took revenge on the Queen by locking her family in a prison with inhuman guards. All that escapes the place are the prisoners' cries. Ooh. All right, here we are. So, yeah, the Archstone, it starts in one of the cells in the Tower of Latria. So this place serves as a prison, and it's a very horrible prison. Like, this is just awful. Terrible. Yeah, this is simultaneously one of my most favorite and least favorite levels, because, yeah, I want to go home indeed. Because on the one hand, this place is really dark and scary, and it creeps me the whatever out. But on the other hand, its atmosphere is also extremely effective. Everything in here just seems to match so perfectly with what they were trying to do. Like, this is definitely one of the definitely what I'd say is one of the more well-designed areas in Demon's Souls. The other ones always seem to be lacking a little bit, but the Tower of Latria here, I'd say it was executed extremely well. But what do I know? I'm just a filthy casual. No, I can't open it yet. Anyway, what we have to do with in the Tower of Latria is escape the prison. So a lot of the enemies here will drop spice. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but spice restores your MP, the same way that grass restores your health. So this is a very good place to go if you want to use a magic-oriented build and you want a hefty supply of MP restoration items. Oh, these aren't locked. Wait, what? Then why don't you... They got shivs! Let's see, but, yeah. And then the upgrade materials you can get here in the Tower of Latria, there are actually two kinds. The first is a, I believe it's just called Moonstone or something like that. It adds an enchantment that's like the Crescent enchantment I got, but it'll be stronger than Crescent, but it doesn't regenerate your MP. The other type of enchantment you can get here in Latria is called Mercury, which applies poison to your weapon. Oh, crap! Yeah, and if you don't already recognize these enemies, they're Mind Flayers. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Ow. Anyway, yeah, they're Mind Flayers, and they'll try to paralyze you, and then they do that grab, and that grab is very, very punishing. I find it's easiest to take them out from a distance, so I usually try to shoot them dead. But you can take them out in melee range. You just have to be very mobile and aware, because they also have a close range attack they can do that will deal a lot of damage, and they can shoot a spell at you called, I believe, Soul Arrow or Soul Ray that will also deal a lot of damage. Whew. So, no matter what you do, you want to dodge anything they try. Alright, and then one of the ways the Tower of Latria is actually pretty fair on its own is that while it is pretty easy to fall off at this level and just, go straight to your doom, it won't actually start doing that until you've made some decent progress. So they use this first part of the level where you have to track down a key to unlock the rest of it to get you to get you adjusted to the fact that you're in a tight claustrophobic prison before they start putting gaps in the walls, or floors, I should say. Come on, come on. But yeah, that's what makes archery a little bit broken in the Souls series. If you're able to attack an enemy from a range they can't reach, they have no other option but to take it and eventually die. I do believe they've programmed later encounters to be able to handle ranged attackers better, but this isn't one of them. Anyway, Silver Coronet, a crown wrought from silver. This decorative piece is only given to the famous magicians of the distinguished Jormander family. It is imbued with a unique spell that increases the bearer's maximum MP. So, with this Silver Coronet equipped and the 14 intelligence that I invested in earlier, this gives me just enough MP to cast the miracle Second Chance once I get my hands on it. So that's why 14 intelligence is, well, not the bare minimum, but it's the bare minimum I would recommend getting. There is another item you can get that will increase your MP, but it's a catalyst for casting sorceries. So it might not be handy to keep in your offhand. I mean, you can just keep it in your offhand, and if you're going to two-hand your main weapon, then there's no reason to not use the silver catalyst, so that way you don't have to invest in as much intelligence. But I don't really like to have it. I don't really like to keep a catalyst like that in my offhand just so I can cast one specific spell. Recommend message? Yeah, I'm gonna recommend that message because that was a sneak attack indeed, and I was wary. Although I was wary because I played this game before, but still. One thing that always throws me off about Latria is that there are a lot of bloodstains on the floor, and it's clear that they're decorative bloodstains because you can't touch them like you can with player bloodstains that indicate player deaths. A bit of a shame, really, but I'm not gonna complain about it too much because it adds to the atmosphere, I suppose. Definitely going to be the only place you actually see bloodstains if you're playing well offline, since if you're offline, you don't get to see the player bloodstains. Actually, I think you can even just turn those off in the menu, so you don't have to see them if you don't want to.
Help me.
Alright, and... let's see. Can we open this one? We can open this one. Alright, and let's see. Yeah, I just want to open all the things because I'm a bit OCD like that. I want to be... No, you don't want to be resurrected. The Tower of Latria is not a good place to be running around in human form if you want to avoid invasions. Because, well, yeah, this place is one of the areas you're probably going to see a lot of more invasions than normal, and there is a very good reason for that I will get into much later. But for now, just keep in mind that if I hadn't died while getting to Ed, I'd probably get invaded at some point. The last time I was playing Demon's Souls, I got invaded when I first stepped in here. I should have been smarter about dealing with the invader, but I just tried to play fair. Most people like it when you play fair. Alright, and let's see here. And then we can open these ones as well, but not much point to it, really. Nothing in here. But it does help keep track of where you have been if all the doors are open. But then also at the same time, once you've opened all the doors, then it's also easier to get lost, because then you have no new way to mark where you've been. So, little column A, little column B. Anyway, time to continue going up. Or through the level. I don't know. I always get lost here. Well, not really lost, but it's like tough to keep track of just how much farther there is to go. I called Stonefang Tunnel one of the longest levels, but I think this one beats it. This one probably almost definitely beats it. Treasure ahead? That was a spooky noise. I am spooked. Yeah, let's go ahead and recommend that one too. Some of those Iron Maidens, they do actually have enemies inside, and those enemies are equipped with a poisonous daggers. So if you open one of the booby-trapped Iron Maidens, then you immediately get poisoned, and that's not very fun. And then I think the guys who are unarmed, they don't, well, yeah, they won't attack you ever, so I don't think you have to worry about them. They might attack you, I could be wrong about that, but as far as I know, they don't. Alright, and then that singing you hear, that is definitely from the game. I do not sound that pretty when I sing. Believe me. But, yeah, the singing does remind me of a point Mr. Mathematosis brought up when he was doing his commentary on Demon's Souls. And that's part of the reason Demon's Souls is so effective at setting up its atmosphere is that most of the sounds you hear in the game, including music, most of it is non-diegetic, or basically music, or not music. Non-diegetic sounds are sounds that the player character hears as well as the person playing the game. So I can hear that singing because my player character can hear the singing. Item! That's my message! Dun dun dun! Alright, and that actually reminds me, since there is the possibility of getting poisoned here, I'm going to go ahead and equip the Royal Lotus and the Widow's Lotus. So, if I get poisoned or plagued, then I can cure it. Ooh, the Assassin set. That might be important later. Try and remember that. I know I might forget. Yeah, that one is one of the booby-trapped ones. I don't feel like showing it off. Especially with a mind flayer so close. Darn mind flayers. I hate them. I hate them so much. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. That is their close range attack. It is very deadly. Well, I don't know if deadly is the right word. I know I got hit by a few times. I think I do anyway. And... oh, crap. Fortunately, he's bleeding, so he'll die soon. And an arrow in the face will make him die sooner. Oh, man. This compound longbow doesn't whistle when they shoot it. Or at least I haven't heard any whistles yet. Alright, anyway, we got our next set of keys. Let's keep going. Yeah. Oh, one thing that you may or may not have noticed, I'm not too sure, is that I don't make any sound while I'm moving about as a spirit. That's because I'm a spooky, spooky ghost, so I'm not really in corporeal form, and thus I don't make footstep sounds. Which is another neat touch, I suppose. And if you're invading people, I suppose if you're using stealthy rings like the Thieves' Ring, then you can probably sneak up on the person you're trying to invade. Alright, anyway, let's see if we can open this cell door really quick like. We can! Ooh. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna attack me, but I'm not gonna risk it. Why are these guys in jars? I would ask them, but I don't think they can talk. Ooh, claws. So, claws. There's nothing really special about them. Ooh, and a secret dagger. So, the secret dagger is a very good weapon to use if you're very good at getting backstabs and parrying, because, it'll deal even more bonus damage when you successfully pull one of those off. It also scales a lot with dexterity, so I'm tempted to use it. I always feel like I'm some sort of weird expert type person if I'm using a dagger. So I'll consider it, but for now I'm going to you missed. So I'll consider using the secret dagger, but for now I'm going to stick with my crescent falchion. But I should consider working on upgrading another weapon, based on what stat spread I want to go through. And I do think I want to try and stick to mostly dexterity, despite how difficult it is to go down that upgrade path. Well, for the bow it's going to be easy to upgrade, but any other melee weapon, if it doesn't use the colorless demon or the colorless demon soul, then I'm probably going to have a very tough time. Ow. Probably going to have a very tough time upgrading it, because the upgrade stone you need to do dexterity infusions or make a dexterity weapon, those stones, the pure version of them, it's really rare. Like, I think it's the rarest item in the game is a pure blade stone. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find that. So, I'm thinking of trying out a boss weapon or something else that levels up with colorless demon souls. And I believe the secret dagger is one of those special weapons that would upgrade that way. Although using a dagger means I have to get really close to my enemies. And they're all demons. Getting close to a demon doesn't sound like a very good idea, don't you think? I think so. Merchant! Yeah, this is the lady that's singing.
You're an ordinary human, aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've had better days. I was once the wife of royalty, and I have some nice things to show for it.
Oh, do you now? Yeah, Moonlight Stone, shard of ore which reflects moonlight, enhances straight swords, curved swords, etc. An ore that applies a strong magical effect, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. So, unlike other merchants, I think this lady is only in this first world.
Before, there were many others trapped here. But they went mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption? There exists no such thing.
Alright, but
Well, that's quite all right. I wish to stay here, but I need souls to stay sane. Surely you must understand this.
I suppose you must have some souls already because you're sane enough. But, yes, unlike in the other worlds, this merchant is only in the first part of the Tower of Latria, as far as I remember. I'll make sure to keep an eye out for her once, when we go farther in, but as far as I know, she's only here. And I guess that she also referenced the name of this location. They call this first part of the Tower of Latria the Prison of Hope. I do believe the story behind the way this is set up is that the people have the chance to escape and ascend to a higher plane of existence or something like that. Maybe one of the later, maybe there's an item description that goes over it, or something else. I'm not too sure, but I believe that is the story of what's going on with the Prison of Hope. Very neat stuff, if true. Ooh. What's in here? Ooh, sneak attack. Yeah. So, that Iron Maiden that's not in the formation, that one is clearly a trap, so don't open it. I wouldn't recommend it anyway. Noises. Ring of Magical Sharpness. So they call it different things in later games, but the Ring of Magical Sharpness, what this will do is it'll increase the amount of magic damage you deal, but in exchange, you also take more magic damage. I wouldn't recommend equipping it here. Ooh, stairs. But it is a thing to consider equipping if you're going to use magic in other areas. Stonefang Tunnel, for example, only has a couple of magic users in the Fat Officials, and since they're using fire spells, I don't think you need to worry about them.
Oh, human, are you? I am Frake. I have been trapped here for ages. Perhaps you could help me get out of here. I am a sage, and I can lend you my power in return. Oh, take heed of those octopus-headed guards.
Okay, thank you for the warning. And it's locked, yeah. You get the key for, Frake's... Beware of the fall ahead. Well, thank you for putting it right in front of the fall. Anyway, Frake's, the key to Frake's sail is in this part of the Tower of Latria, so, it's pretty easy to rescue him. So, yeah. That is a good thing to keep in mind. Ooh. And now we got the first floor key. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? We're going this way. Yeah, I'm not entirely happy that I'm in a prison full of hope. I would rather be out of the prison and not full of hope. Anyway, what's over here? Ooh, heavy crossbow. Oh no, that's another mind flayer off in the distance. Yeah, die, mind flayer. I'll hit. One of these will have to hit ya, and then some. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that spell they fired off, I believe that is able to one-shot you. I think I've gotten one-shot by it before at the very least. So, do be very careful. You don't get to shiv me. I will shiv you, you shiving shiver. Beware of Black Phantom ahead, but that only happens in pure black world tendency, you... Yeah, but yeah, you're gonna have to revisit this area if you want to see everything. And at pure black world tendency, you do get a very strong Black Phantom here.
Well, you are a sane one, aren't you? My name is Ridiel. Please, liberate me from this cell. I have precious little time. I must retrieve an article from my corpse.
Alright, so yeah, I thought that guy was gonna sell us a bike at first. But his name is just so similar, you think it would be printed all over a bike so that way kids can advertise for him. But yeah, anyway, Ridiel's cell key isn't in this part of the Tower of Latria. It's in the next part, beyond the next archstone, which is annoying. I hate it. Even worse, they actually locked it behind pure white world tendency, but I guess they encourage you to explore in the Tower of Latria in its entirety at pure white, because there's also that area beyond Ridiel that can only be unlocked at pure white. Anyway, look at that. It's a big bundle of corpses. I hate it. It's very tough to fight in pure melee because it just flails around, and obviously, because of video game logic, if you get hit by a flailing arm, then you take lots of damage. And it can shoot magic, so you have to be careful of that too. Ugh. That was an unsettling death scream from it. Yeah, that's going to be the only one you'll find in the first part of the tower, but in the later parts, I think there are a few more. I don't know. I remember at least seeing one more.
Help me.
And Ridiel, he just makes this place uncomfortable because he'll just constantly ask for help. I hate it. I guess it sets up the whole situation of making this place feel even more hopeless. Ooh, silver bracelets. So, silver bracelets, those are a gender-specific piece of equipment. Only women can wear these silver bracelets. So, if you're playing as a lady character, you could equip those if you want. Like the silver circlet I'm wearing, they have low stats, but the silver bracelets increase the amount of souls you get when you kill things. So, lady characters can be particularly overpowered, if you know what you're doing. There are a few things that are male-specific, but in general, I found the lady-specific stuff either easier to get or just plain better. At the very least, the silver bracelets provide you an easy way to farm for souls, because that ring of avarice that the royal's wife had, it was very expensive. Alright, anyway, there's a hidden passage ahead. Oh yeah, this way. Alright, so yeah, this is another part of the prison, or rather the outside of the prison. If we were capable of climbing things, we could just escape there, but no, we can't hop over this little fence. Because that makes sense. Right. Ooh, what's that? Oh, I clicked it too quickly, but I believe it is an S-Talk. So the S-Talk is a really long rapier. So if you use it, it's a really long sword that does thrusting damage. You thrust it at people and then they take damage. It's very simple. I believe they want to set up a situation where it looks like there are a lot of assassins in work here in the Tower of Latria, because, well, we found the assassins set earlier, and then the S-Talk, that ends up being the starting sword for assassin in later games, specifically Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3. So I don't know if it was intentional that they put the S-Talk here as a, assassin weapon when it ended up being used in later games as an assassin's starting weapon. Yeah, I don't know how intentional that is, but if it was, really neat. Oh, ominous. Alright, well, let's see. Let's go over here. Wait, no, that is a very precarious walkway. You know what? Before I do the dangerous stuff, let's grab the thing we need from over here. Oh my. No, don't touch the bloodstain. Get the, yeah, the Prison of Hope Warden's Key. That is used to unlock the gate that we can use to safely get to the rest of this level. It isn't necessary. You can actually go across that bridge if you want to. The arrow trap, as you may have already noticed, it's pretty hard not to notice, it fires in a very specific pattern. And if you can familiarize yourself with that pattern, you can actually dodge each volley. And because while you're rolling, you have invincibility frames. So you just time your rolls and dodge the volleys, and you can make it to the other side safely. So it can save you a lot of time, but not as much as you would initially think for such a skill-based shortcut. It does save you a bit of backtracking, but if you're too nervous about getting killed, I would recommend not doing it so you don't have to come back and grab your souls. But it is manageable if you want to give it a shot. Or, not manageable, it's doable if you want to give it a shot. And it can save you a lot of time if you just want to hurry up and get to the boss. Which can be a very interesting goal for you. Anyway, here we go, a Mercury Rapier. So yeah, each level has a pre-upgraded item that is on one of its upgrade paths. The Mercury Rapier is probably the weakest of them since it doesn't increase any scaling, but rather deals poison damage. Granted, a lot of things in this game are vulnerable to poison, a lot more than you'd think, including bosses and stuff. Like if you have the right setup, you can poison bosses before they even notice that you're in the boss room. So that is an exploit that I think was intentional since they gave you all the mechanics to do it, but it's a very slow way to play the game. Yeah, and this is that was the other side of the floor that Lord Ridiel is on. I think he's a lord. I don't know. It just seems very fitting to put Lord as a title for him. But anyway, yeah, that was the part of the room that was locked behind a Pure White World Tendency event. So I think that gate would be open if we had Pure White World Tendency, or it can be open from the other side somehow. Anyway, no, we don't need to go that way. Let's go up here. Aha! Here we go. So the Prison Warden's Key, it'll open this door and then the one on the other side. And I'm going to get my bow ready because there are 2 Mind Flayers here. 2! Ugh. There it is. I don't know what that breaking sound was, but it has me nervous. I'm going to shoot ya. Ow! Ah! They are not killing me this late into the level. I am nearly done. And I do not feel like doing a lot of cutting. Although I'm probably going to have to anyway. Oh shit, Mind Flayer. I wonder how close. I wonder if he's going to walk into here. No, he didn't. Okay, well, rather than go that way and risk running into him and getting slaughtered, I'm actually going to take the long way around and then shoot him the same way I did this last guy. I think that might be easier. At the very least, it makes me feel more comfortable. And with how unsettling Mind Flayers are, yeah, comfort is very, very important when you're fighting them. Anyway, despite being the third world and the Shrine of Storms being a world that occurs after this one, or at least chronologically, or I don't know if chronological is the right word, but anyway, since this, despite coming before the Shrine of Storms, this level takes place completely at night, which is actually a feature for the difficult areas in demon souls, I'd say. So, it is neat that they didn't necessarily put the number the worlds in order of difficulty. So, Boletaria Palace isn't necessarily the easiest, and the fifth world isn't necessarily the toughest. I mean, the fifth world is pretty tough, so yeah, a lot of people save it for last. I ended up saving it for last too. But the Tower of Latria is probably tougher to explore than the Shrine of Storms. Oh, right, and speaking of the Tower of Latria, I almost spaced it. This was the place I thought you could see off in the distance while in Stonefang. I'm probably wrong about that, though. The architecture looked somewhat similar, but Stonefang, that building we saw off in the distance in Stonefang, I don't know if it matches up quite right with the Tower of Latria. And then I did ask some folks and some things and stuff, and they theorized that each of the archstones connects to a different part of the world rather than a different part of the tower, or different part of the kingdom of Boletaria. So it's quite possible that only the first archstone leads to anywhere that's in Boletaria itself, and the other 4 we go to lead to different parts of the continent. Likely parts that were taken over by the demons as well, because they did say that the colorless fog is sweeping over the world. So these are places that have probably been corrupted by the fog, or influenced by the fog, because I do believe in an interview Miyazaki has stated that the Tower of Latria is supposed to represent man-made evil, which is why it's a prison. And considering how bleak this place is, it makes you wonder just how much the demons actually affected it. Like, are the demons actually making this place worse, or has it always been this bad? Ugh. Questions for later. Questions for later. But it is neat that we have an entire world, so to speak, in just one place. And I suppose the fact that it's called the Tower of Latria gives it away that it's not in Boletaria, necessarily. Anyway, now that we turned off the ballista, we can safely come in here and collect the items. Ooh, a soul. The Clever Rat's Ring. So that is a very useful ring as well. The Clever Rat's Ring will boost the amount of damage you deal when you're below 30% of your hit points. So, low hit points builds in the Souls games tend to be really good ones to seek, simply because being able to deal more damage is always useful, and since you want to dodge all your enemy's attacks anyway, the only downside is that you have less of a margin for error if you're going with a low HP build with something like the Clever Rat's Ring. I personally don't like using those low HP builds. I am very clumsy, so I like having a larger margin for error. But believe me, if you use the Clever Rat's Ring and you're good at dodging and stuff, then it'll make short work of pretty much everything for you. Anyway. Oh, right, I didn't talk about the item we found at the other end of the prison. So on the other platform, the one we went on to the opposite side, we picked up the Silver Catalyst. So that Silver Catalyst, like the coronet I'm wearing, boosts your MP when it's equipped.
What do you want? I am a humble servant. I do not wish to interfere. I won't cause you trouble. I won't.
Uh-huh, sure. You are a liar! And liars get executed. He really was lying, by the way. If you don't kill him, then you can't beat the boss in this area. I mean, you can, but then they just respawn. So, yeah, killing him is mandatory to get through the level. I'm not sure if it would necessarily be labeled a pragmatic choice. Like, if this had been a game with moral choices, I don't know if sparing that guy would be the good choice. Well, oh, okay, you know what? I usually save this drop. Don't bother with nothing. But there's something down there. Anyway, I usually save this drop for later, but I'm going to go ahead and try it now so that way I can save back on backtracking. Oh, Widow's Lotus. It really was nothing. I guess I shouldn't have bothered. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Crap. Alright, so that lady there, that is our first encounter with a Black Phantom. Well, it's my first encounter with one, since, based on the way I've been doing these. But this Black Phantom is the only one you encounter in a first world, no matter what tendency you're at. She shows up at she shows up with your neutral tendency, pure white, pure black. She's always here. Although you're supposed to only be able to do this place at neutral, so I don't know if there's a good way to test if she's here at other world tendencies without being able to alter them manually. I guess you could just run past her. That usually is an option with a lot of Souls games. Anyway, the tricky thing about her is that little dagger she's got, it can inflict the plague, which is like poison but on steroids. So you don't want to let her get too many hits in on you. And I'm nervous about going too ham on hitting her, because I think she can parry. Anyway, you might notice she's also wearing the Assassin set, and since she is a Black Phantom, that means she is basically dead. The implication is probably she was the corpse in that Iron Maiden where I picked up the Assassin set, and she was likely an assassin sent to kill the boss of this area that a lot of the people are trying to meet. That could be the story going on with this Black Phantom, but I don't know if there's anything that confirms it. Lots of evidence to suggest it's the case, though. There's the fact that her set was on a corpse we found. That weapon she's using, we can actually pick it up in the boss room. I even make sure to go out of my way to grab it. Or rather, I should say I'm going to make sure to grab it. Alright, and yeah, she drops the Black Eye Stone. So that is the item you need to pick up in order to invade. So that might be that is also part of the reason why you can, you're likely to encounter a lot more invaders here in the Tower of Latria. A first-time player might see the Black Eye Stone, read its description, and maybe give it a shot. So you might get invaded here, since this is the first place they could use the Black Eye Stone. Alright, anyway, I'm backtracking here because we got the key to rescue Sage Frake, so I'm going to go do that. I'll see you when we're at his cell. Oh, we're already here.
Magnificent. I never expected to get out of there alive. My name is Frake. I am known as a sage. I thought my magic would give me an edge against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment, but I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus. I thank the stars that I escaped when I did. I owe you my life.
Oh, did he sound vaguely sexual with that?
But I can still move.
Anyway, Jerry's Stiletto. That is a unique dagger. It scales off magic as well as dexterity, and when you hit enemies with it, you steal MP from them, or you recover a little bit of MP every time you hit them with it. So, I suppose you could equip it on a magic-oriented build, but honestly, I just go with a crescent weapon over the Jerry Stiletto. It could be a reference to Norse mythology. I know I reference it a lot, but Matthew Matosas pointed out that Jerry and Freki were related characters in Norse myth. At least I think it's a Norse myth. But anyway, that could be the reference going on with Sage Frake giving you Jerry's Stiletto. Alright, anyway. Ooh, pretty door. Ah, evil fog. Evil fog. That has me wondering. But yeah, the fog popping up like that, it has me wondering if the fog is an indication of the demon's influence. Alright, anyway, this is the Fool's Idol, the boss of the first area of the Tower of Latria. She can be quite oh my. Yeah, she can be quite problematic. Her main gimmick is that she sets traps on the floor, and if you run over one of them, then you get paralyzed for a few seconds. And then you're seeing her second gimmick in effect here, or maybe not, but she cloned herself. So it's easy to tell the clone. Well, actually, no, it's not easy to tell the clones apart. The only indication that sets the clones apart from the original is that they fire off a smaller soul arrow spell compared to the Fool's Idol herself. She fires off the much bigger soul ray. So that one's obviously the real one. The other thing that can tell the difference, if you're close enough to lock onto her, the fakes will have a health bar above them, but the real one will not. Alright, anyway, yeah, and then the fake ones also have a health bar pop up when you shoot them, because they have an individual health bar. Ah, that's the real one. Alright, let's shoot her. And if you're playing as a melee build, this can be quite the problematic battle, since you have to figure out where she's teleported to, and then safely get over to her, because you'll only see those paralysis glyphs pop up for a few seconds. And she is filled with arrows, but I don't think they show up on her character model after she teleports. I did notice they all flinched, though, so I think they're all linked to her somehow. Anyway, she's been showing up here a lot, so... Oh, wait, no. Ah! Ow! Ow. Alright, let's go here and heal up again. There we go. Alright. And yeah, keep my Crescent Falchion equipped, so that way I regenerate my MP. Ow. Yeah, and then an interesting thing about the boss theme here that you may have already noticed, the music, it's occasionally doubling in tempo. So, like the boss, it's increasing the tempo, I should say. And so, yeah, the boss theme accurately mimics the boss herself. Neat stuff. No! You blocked the arrow with your hand! Getting shot through the wrist like that must have hurt, Mr. Dude. Yeah. And then I suppose her name being the Fool's Idol is also very fitting, since there are a lot of these undead guys in the temple worshipping her. They seem to be worshipping her at any rate. So, she's essentially like an idol set up for them to worship. Anyway, let's shoot her one more time, and we win! Yay! Alright, and I think I missed it, but I did, I do believe I picked up the baby's nail near the beginning of the boss fight. So that was the dagger that the assassin we fought had equipped. So, yeah, she could be the corpse that the baby's nail was on, or the one that was wearing the assassin's clothes. In either case, they've been sending assassins here. And let me look around real quick, because I'm pretty sure I saw something. Yes, there it is. An item in the boss room. How quaint. Old Spice, and it's not even that useful. It might be tough to take her on with magic. I don't know. Out of my way, dude. Jeez. And then, I don't know if you can roll through the piers after you've broken them, but I suppose you can. I should say chairs. I don't know. Alright, so, yeah, those gargoyles, they take us up to the next part of the Tower of Latria. That is very neat, I suppose. And here's the Archstone with the doll's demon soul. Or the doll demon's soul, I don't know. Alright, and, yeah, so that was the Tower of Latria, the first part of it anyway. So I'll go ahead and call that here. Oh, wasted potential. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.